Hey there, Mr. Lightbulb.
Where was Moses when the lights went out? Do you know the answer to that, Mr. O'Connor?
No, ma'am, what's the answer?
In the dark. Everybody sit still. All out the candles. Isn't it lucky we have candles here on the table? Where's a match? Which one of you gentlemen can provide a match?
Here you go.
Thank you, sir. I guess the fuse has burnt out. Mr. O'Connor, can you tell about a burnt fuse? I know I can't, and Tom is a total loss when it comes to mechanics. Oh, be careful you don't bump into something. We don't want our gentleman caller to break his neck.
So, where's the fuse box?
Right here, next to the stove. Can you see anything?
Give me a minute.
Isn't electricity a mysterious thing? Wasn't it Benjamin Franklin who tied a key to a kite? We live in such a mysterious universe, don't we? Some people say that science clears up all the mysteries for us. In my opinion, it only creates more. Have you found it yet?
No, ma'am. All these fuse boxes look... All these fuses look okay to me.
Tom!
Yes, Mother?
That light bill I gave you several days ago, the one I told you we got the notice about?
Oh, yeah?
You didn't neglect to pay it by any chance.
Why, I...
Didn't. I might have known it.
Shakespeare probably wrote a poem on that light bill, Miss Wingsford.
I might have known better than to trust him with that. There's such a high price for negligence in this world.
Maybe the poem will win a $10 prize.
We'll just have to spend the remainder of the evening in the 19th century before Mr. Edison made the Mazda lamp.
Candlelight's my favorite kind of light.
That shows you're romantic, but that's no excuse for Tom. Well, we gotta get through dinner. Very considerate of them to let us get through dinner before they plunged us into everlasting darkness. Wasn't it, Mr. O'Connor? Tom, as a penalty for your carelessness, can you help me with the dishes?
Let me give you a hand.
Indeed you will not.
I ought to be good for something.
Good for something? You? Why, Mr. O'Connor, nobody's given me this much entertainment in years, as you have.
Oh, no, Miss Wingsford.
I'm not exaggerating, not one bit, but sister's all by her lonesome. You go keep her some company in the parlor. I'll give you this lovely old candle labrum used in the old altar at the Church of the Heavenly Rest. It was melted a little out of shape one spring. Gypsy Jones was holding a revival at the time, and he intimated that the church was destroyed because of the escalations gave card parties.
Huh.
And how about you coaxing sister? Drink a little wine. I think it would be good for her. Can you carry both at once?
Sure, I'm Superman.
Now, Thomas, get into this apron.
Well, hello there, Laura.
Hello.
You feeling better now?
Yes. Yes, thank you.
This is for you. It's a little dandelion wine.
Thank you.
Drink it up, but don't get too drunk. Where should I set the candle?
Oh, anywhere.
How about right here on the floor? Any objections?
No.
No? I'll spread a newspaper under the cuts of the drip lanes. Do you mind if I sit on the floor?
Oh, no.
Alright. Give me a pillow?
What?
A pillow.
Oh,
Oh, how about you? Would you like to sit on the floor?
yes.
Why don't you then?
I will.
Take a pillow. Way over there.
I can see you.
I know, but it's not fair. I'm in the limelight. Good, now I can see you. Comfortable?
Yes.
So am I. Comfortable as a cow. Will you have gum?
No, thank you.
I think I will indulge. With your permission. Think of the fortune made by the guy who invented the first piece of gum. Amazing, huh? The Wiggly Building is one of the sights of Chicago. I saw it when I went up to the Century of Progress. Did you take the Century of Progress?
No, I didn't.
Well, it was quite a wonderful exposition. What impressed me the most was the Hall of Science. Gives you an idea of what the future will be like in America. Even more wonderful than the present of time is. Your brother told me you're shy. Is that right, Laura?
I don't know.
I judge you to be an old-fashioned type of girl. Well, I think that's a pretty good type to be. Hope you don't think I'm being too personal, do you?
I believe I will take a piece of gum, if you don't mind. Mr. O'Connor, have you kept up with your singing?
Singing? Me?
Yes, I remember what a beautiful voice you had.
When did you hear me? You say you've heard me singing?
Oh, yes, very often. I don't suppose you remember me at all?
You know I have an idea. I've seen you before. I had that idea as seen as you opened the door. It seemed almost like I was about to remember your name, but the name that I started to call you wasn't the name. And so I stopped myself before I said it.
Wasn't it Blue Roses?
Blue roses? My gosh, yes, blue roses. That's what I had on my tongue when you opened the door. Isn't it funny what tricks your memory plays? I didn't connect you with high school somehow or another, but that's where it was. It was high school. I didn't even know you were Shakespeare's sister. Gosh, I'm sorry.
I didn't expect you to. You barely knew me.
But we did have speaking acquaintances, huh?
Yes, we spoke to each other.
When did you recognize me?
Oh, right away.
As soon as I came into the door?
When I heard your name, I thought it was probably you. I knew that Tom used to know you a little in high school. So when you came in the door, well, then I was sure.
Why did you say something then?
I didn't know what to say. I was too surprised.
For goodness sake, you know this sure is funny.
Yes, isn't it though?
Didn't we have a class and something together?
Yes, we did.
What class was that?
It was singing, chorus.
Ah,
I sat across from you in the odd. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Now I remember. You always came in late.
Yes, it was so hard for me. Getting upstairs. I had that brace on my leg. It clumped so loud.
I've never heard any clumping.
To me, it sounded like thunder.
Well. I never even noticed.
And everybody was seated before I came in. I had to walk in front of all those people. My seat was in the back row. I had to go clumping all the way up to the aisle with everyone watching.
You shouldn't have been self-conscious.
I know, but I was. It was always a relief when the singing started.
Yes. I've placed you now. I used to call you Blue Roses. How was it that I got started calling you that?
I was out of school a little while with pleurosis. And when I came back, you asked me what was the matter. I said I had pleurosis. You thought I said blue roses. That's what you called me after that.
I hope you didn't mind.
Oh, no, I liked it. You see, I wasn't acquainted with many people.
As I remember, you sort of stuck by yourself.
I never had much luck at making friends.
I didn't see why you wouldn't.
Well, I started out badly.
You mean being...
Yes, it sort of stood between me.
You shouldn't have let it.
I know, but it did, and
You were shy with people.
I tried not to be, but never could.
Overcome it.
No, I never could.
I guess being shy is something you have to work out of kind of gradually.
Yes, I guess it,
Takes time.
yes.
People are not so dreadful when you know them. That's what you have to remember. And everybody has problems. Not just you, but practically everybody has got some problems. You're disappointed. But just look around you. You will see lots of people as disappointed as you are. For instance, I hope when I was going to high school that I would be further along at this time 6 years later than I am now. You remember that wonderful write-up I had in The Torch?
Yes.
It said I was bound to success in anything I went into. Holy jeez, The Torch.
Here you are in the Pirates of Penzance.
I sang the baritone led in the opera.
So beautifully.
Ah,
Yes, yes, beautifully. Beautifully.
you heard me?
All 3 times.
No.
Yes,
All 3 performances?
yes.
Why?
I wanted to ask you to autograph my program.
Why didn't you ask me to?
You were always surrounded by your own friends so much that I never had a chance to.
You should have just.
Well, I just thought you might think I was...
Thought I might think you was... What?
Oh,
I was beleaguered by females in those days.
you were terribly popular.
Yeah.
You had such a friendly way.
I was spoiled in high school,
Everybody liked you.
including you.
Yes, I did too.
Well. Give me that program, Laura. There you are. Better late than never.
Oh, what a surprise.
My signature isn't worth very much right now, but someday, maybe, it will be increased in value. Being disappointed is one thing, and being discouraged is something else. I am disappointed, but I am not discouraged. I am 23 years old. How old are you?
I'll be 24 in June.
That's not old age.
No, but
You finished high school?
I didn't go back.
You mean you dropped out?
I made bad grades in my final examination.
Oh, the...
Wait. I made bad grades in my final examination. So how is Emily Meisenbach getting along?
Oh, that crowhead?
Why do you call her that?
That's what she was.
You're not still going with her?
I never see her.
It said in the personal section that you were engaged.
I know, but I wasn't impressed by that propaganda.
It wasn't the truth?
Only in Emily's optimistic opinion.
Oh.
So, what have you done since high school? Huh? I said, so what have you done since high school, Laura?
Nothing much.
You must have been doing something these 6 long years.
Yeah.
Well then, such as what?
I took a business course at a business college.
How did that work out?
Well, not very well. I had to drop out. It gave me indigestion.
What are you doing now?
I don't do anything much. Oh, please don't think I sit around doing nothing. My glass collection takes up a great deal of my time. Glass is something you have to take good care of.
What did you say about glass?
Collection, I said. I have one.
Be the trouble with you? Inferiority complex. You know what that is? That's what they call it when somebody low rates himself. I understand because I had it too. Although my case was not so aggressive as yours seems to be, I had it up until I took public speaking, developed my voice, and learned that I had an aptitude for science. Before that time, I never thought of myself as being outstanding in any way whatsoever. Now, I've never made a regular study of it, but I had a friend who says I can analyze people better than doctors that make a profession of it. I don't claim to be necessarily true, but I can sure guess a person's psychology, Laura. Excuse me, Laura. I always take it out when the flavor is gone. I'll use this scrap piece of paper to wrap it in. I know how it gets when it gets stuck on somebody's shoe.
What I judge to be your principal trouble, a lack of confidence in yourself as a person. You don't have the proper amount of faith in you. I'm basing that on fact. I'm basing that fact on a number of your remarks and also a certain observation I've made. For instance, that clumping you thought was so awful in high school. You said you even dreaded to walk into class. You see what you did? You dropped out of high school. You gave up education because of a clump, which as far as I know was particularly non-existent. A little physical defect in what you have, hardly noticeable even, magnified thousands of times by imagination. You know what my strong advice to you is? Think of yourself as superior in some way.
In what way would I think?
Why, man alive, Laura. Just look about you a little. What do you see? A world full of common people, all of them born and all of them gonna die. Which of them has 1/10 of your good points, or mine, or anyone else's? As far as they go, gosh, everybody excels in some one thing, some in many. Dynamics. I'm taking a course in radio engineering at night school, Laura, on top of a very responsible job at the warehouse. I'm taking that course in studying public speaking.
Oh.
Because I believe in the future of television. I wish to be ready to grow up right along with it. Therefore, I'm planning to get it in on the ground floor. In fact, I've already made the right connections, and all that remains is for the industry itself to get underway. Full stream. Knowledge, zip. Money, zip. And power. That's the circle democracy in this building. I guess I think a lot of myself.
No,
Now, how about you? Isn't there something you take more interest in than anything else?
Well, I do, as I said, have my glass collection.
I'm not right sure I know what you're talking about. What kind of glass is it?
Little articles of it. They're ornaments, mostly. Most of them are little animals made out of glass. The tiniest little animals in the world. Mother calls them a glass menagerie. Here's an example of one, if you'd like to see it. This one is one of the oldest. It's nearly 13. Oh, be careful. If you breathe, it breaks.
I'd better not take it. I'm pretty clumsy with the thing.
Go on, I trust you with it. There now. You're holding him gently. Hold him over the light. He loves the light. Do you see how the light shines through him?
It sure does shine.
I shouldn't be partial, but he's my favorite one. I shouldn't be partial, but he's my favorite one.
What kind of thing is this one supposed to be?
Haven't you noticed the single horn on his forehead?
A unicorn, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Unicorns. Aren't they extinct in the modern world?
I know.
Poor little fella. He must feel so lonesome.
Well, if he does, he doesn't complain about it. He stays on the shelf with some horses that don't have horns, and some of them seems to get nicely. Well, if he does, he doesn't complain about it. He stays on the shelf with some horses that don't have horns, and all of them seem to get along nicely together.
How do you know?
I haven't heard any arguments among them.
No arguments, huh? Well, that's a pretty good sign. Where shall I set him?
Put him on the table. They all like a change of scenery once in a while.
Well, well, well. You can just pause. Well, well, well. Ugh, look how big my shadow is when I stretch.
Oh yes, it scratches across the ceiling.
Raining? Hey, where did that music come from?
From the Paradise Dance Hall across the alley.
How about cutting the rug a little, Miss Winsfield?
Oh,
Or is your program filled up? Let me have a look at it. Why, every dance is taken, so I'm just gonna scratch this one out. Ah, a waltz.
I can't dance.
There you go, that inferiority stuff.
I've never danced in my life.
Come on, try.
Oh, but I'd step on you.
I'm not made of glass.
How do we start?
Just leave it to me. Hold your arms out a little.
Like this?
A little bit higher. Right. Now don't tighten up. That's the main thing about it. Relax.
It's hard not to.
Okay.
I'm afraid you can't budge me.
What do you bet I can't?
Goodness, yes you can.
Now just let yourself go, Laura. Just let yourself go.
I'm
Come on.
trying.
Not so stiff. Easy does it.
I know, but I'm...
Loosen the backbone. There. That's a lot better.
Am I?
Lots better.
Oh my. Oh my goodness.
What did we hit on?
Table.
Did something fall off? I think.
Yes.
I hope that wasn't the little glass horse with the horn.
Yes.
Aw. Is it broken?
No, it's just like all the other horses.
It's lost its...
Horn. It doesn't matter. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
You never forget me. I bet that was your favorite piece of glass.
I don't have favorites much. It's no tragedy, Freckles. Glass breaks so easily, no matter how careful you are. The traffic jars the shelves and things fall off of them.
Still, I'm awfully sorry that I was the cause.
I'll just imagine he had an operation. The horn was removed to make him feel less freakish. Now he will feel more at home with all the other horses, the ones that don't have horns.
That's very funny. I'm glad to see you have a sense of humor. You know, you're very, well, different. Surprisingly different from anyone else I know. Do you mind me telling you that? I mean it in a nice way. You make me feel sort of, I don't know how to put it. I'm usually pretty good at expressing things, but this is something that I don't know how to say. Has anyone ever told you that you were pretty? Well, you are, in a very different way from anyone else. And all the nicer because of the difference too. I wish you were my sister. I teach you to have some confidence in yourself. The different people are not like other people. But being different is nothing to be ashamed of, because other people are not such wonderful people. They're 100 times 1,000. You're 1 times 1. They walk all over the earth. You stay here. They're common as weeds. But you, well, you're blue roses.
But blue is wrong for roses.
It's right for you. You're pretty.
In what respect am I pretty?
In all respects, believe me. Your eyes, your hair are pretty. Your hands are pretty. You think I'm making this up because I'm invited to dinner and have to be nice. Oh, I could do that. I could put on an act for you, Laura, and say lots of things without being very sincere. But this time I am. I'm taking you very sincerely. I happen to notice you have this inferiority complex that keeps you from feeling comfortable with people. Somebody needs to build your confidence up and make you proud instead of shy, and turning away and blushing. Somebody ought to kiss you, Laura. Stumblejohn, I shouldn't have done that. That was way off the beam. You care for a mint? Peppermint, Lifesaver. My pocket's a regular drugstore wherever I go. Laura, you know if I had a sister like you, I'd do the same thing as Tom. I'd bring out the fellows and introduce her to them. The right type of boys, of a type to appreciate her. Only, well, he made a mistake about me. Maybe I've got no call to be saying this. This may not have been the idea of having me over, but what if it was? There's nothing wrong about that. The only trouble is that, in my case, I'm not in a situation to do the right thing. I can't take down your number and say I'll phone. I can't call you up next week and ask for a date. I thought I had better explain the situation in case you misunderstood it and it hurt your feelings.
You won't call again?
No, Laura. I can't. As I was just explaining, I got strings on me, Laura. I've been going steady. I go out all the time with a girl named Betty. She's a homegirl, like you, and Catholic and Irish, and in a great many ways we get along fine. I met her last summer on a moonlight boat trip. up the river of Alto. The majestic. Well, right away from the start of it was love. Being in love made a new man of me. The power of love is pretty tremendous. Love is something that changes the world, Laura. It happens that Betty's aunt took sick. She got a wire and had to go to Centella. So Tom, when he asked me to dinner, I naturally just accept the invitation, not knowing I'm a stubble John. I wish that you would say something. What are you doing that for? You want me to have him, Laura? For what?
A souvenir.
Isn't the air delightful after a shower? I've made you children a little liquid refreshment. Jim, do you know that song about lemonade? Lemonade, lemonade, made in the shade and stirred with a spade, good enough for any old maid.
Haha, no, I've never heard of it.
Why, Laura, you look so serious.
We were having a serious conversation.
Good, now you're better acquainted.
Haha, yes.
You modern young people are much more serious-minded than my generation. I was such a gay as a girl.
You haven't changed, Miss Wingsfield.
Tonight, I am revunated. The gaiety of the occasion. Mr. O'Connor. Ooh, I'm baptizing myself.
Here, let me.
There now. I discovered we had some mascaro cherries. I dumped them in, juice and all.
You shouldn't have gone to the trouble, Miss Wingsfield.
Trouble, trouble. Why is it was loads of fun. Didn't you hear me cutting up in the kitchen? I bet your eyes were burning. I told Tom how outdone with him I was for keeping you to himself so long a time. He should have brought you over much, much sooner. Well, now that you've found your way, I want you to be a very frequent caller, not just occasional, but all the time. Oh, we're going to have a lot of gay times together. I see them coming. Just breathe that air. So fresh, and the moon so pretty. I skip back out. And where is my place when young folks are having a serious conversation?
Oh, don't go out, Miss Wingfield. The fact of the matter is I've got to be going.
Going? Now? You're joking! Why is it only the shank of the evening, Mr. O'Connor?
Well, you know how it is.
You mean you're a young working man and have to keep a working man's hours? Well, we'll let you off early tonight, but only on one condition, that you stay next time later. What's the best night for you? Isn't Saturday night the best night for you working men?
I have a couple of time clocks to punch, Miss Wingfield. One at the morning.
So you work at night, too?
No, ma'am. Not work, but Betty.
Betty? Betty? Who's Betty?
Oh, just a girl. The girl I go steady with.
Oh. Is it a serious romance, Mr. O'Connor?
We're going to be married the second Sunday in June.
Oh, how nice. Tom didn't mention that you were engaged to be married.
The cat's not out of the bag at the warehouse yet. You know how they are. They call you Romeo and stuff like that. It's been a wonderful evening, Miss Wingsfield. I guess this is what they mean by Southern hospitality.
It really wasn't anything at all.
I hope I didn't seem like I was rushing off, but I promised Betty I'd pick her up at the wash basket depot. And by the time I get my jalopy down there, her train will be in. Some women are pretty upset if you keep them waiting.
Yes, I know. The tyranny of women. Goodbye, Mr. O'Connor. I wish you luck and happiness and success. All three of them. And so does Laura. Don't you, Laura?
Yes.
Goodbye, Laura. I'm certainly going to treasure that souvenir. And don't you forget the good advice I gave you. So long, Shakespeare. Thanks again, ladies. Good night.
Turning out so badly. I don't believe that I would play the victorial. Well, well, well. Our generation caller was engaged to be married. Tom! The gentleman caller has made an early departure. What a wonderful joke you played on us.
How do you mean?
You didn't mention that he was engaged to be married.
Jim? Engaged?
That's what he just informed us.
I'll be jiggered. I didn't know about that.
That seems very particular.
What's peculiar about that?
Didn't you call him your best friend down at the warehouse?
He is, but how did I know?
It seems extremely peculiar that you wouldn't know your best friend was going to be married.
The warehouse is where I work, not where I know things about people.
You don't know things anywhere. You live in a dream. Your manufactured illusions. That's right. Now you've had us make such a fool of ourselves. The effort, the preparations, all the expense, the new floor lamp, the rug, the clothes for Laura. All for what? To entertain some other girl's fiance? Go to the movies. Go. Don't think about us. A mother deserted, an unmarried sister who's crippled and has no job. Don't let anything interfere with your selfish pleasure. Just go. Go. Go to the movies.
All right, I will. The more you shout about my selfishness to me, the quicker I'll go, and I won't go to the movies.
Go then. Go to the moon, you selfish dreamer.
Moon. I went much further. For time is a long distance between two places. Not long after that, I was fired for writing a poem on the lid of a shoebox. I left St. Louis. I descended the steps of this fire escape for the last time and followed. From then on, in my father's footsteps, attempting to find in motion what was lost in space. I traveled around a great deal. The city swept about me like dead leaves that were brightly colored but torn away from the branches. I would have stopped, but I was pursued by something. It always came up me on me unaware, taking me altogether by surprise. Perhaps it was a familiar bit of music. Perhaps it was only a piece of transparent glass. Perhaps I am walking along a street at night in some strange city. Before I have found companions, I pass the lighted window of a shop where perfume is sold. The window is filled with pieces of colored glass, tiny transparent bottles, and delicate colors, like bits of a shattered rainbow. Then all at once, my sister touches my shoulder. I turn around and look into her eyes. Oh, Laura, Laura, I tried to leave you behind me, but I am more faithful than I intended to be. I reach for a cigarette. I cross the street. I run into the movies or a bar. I buy a drink. I speak to the nearest stranger. Anything that can blow out your candles. For nowadays, the world is lit by lightning. Blow out your candles, Laura, and say goodbye.